right, so how do you do a squat, right? It's pretty easy. Basically, you just squat down and up. Okay, so if that causes knee pain, right? There's essentially two different ways to squat. There's the natural squat. Natural squat's what babies are going to do, what most people should be able to do. And that's basically, you're going to squat down, and the goal is to get as low as you can, and then just stand back up. Natural squat, right? On the flip side of that, you have a powerlifting type squat, or a power squat. A power squat is not a natural squat to do, because you can't really go that low. But a power squat is basically where you're really focusing on driving your hips back in order to initiate that squat. Okay, so basically the difference between the two. The difference between the two really comes just down to the ankles. If you don't have great ankle mobility, then you're better off doing a power squat. Butt back, right? Because my ankles don't have to bend that much. The goal in this squat is to keep that shin, for the most part, vertical relative to the ground. And pretty much knees right over top of ankles, right? So I'm really pushing my butt back, okay, and then drive up. You can load that squat pretty easily, put a bar on your back, no problem. The other one, the natural squat, obviously requires a hell of a lot more ankle range of motion in order for me to get down into the bottom squat position, okay? So, real easy. First, if you have knee pain, work on the power squat first, okay? If you have knee pain, work on getting your butt back. A lot of knee pain is generally contributed to the ankles, okay? So, by not having a lot of ankle bend, I can take away that knee pain. So work on that squat first. As you feel comfortable with that squat, you're able to get your butt back, you don't have any knee pain, okay? Then you can progress to where you would put your knees in front of something, and your knees are going to be about 4 fingers to a fist distance away from the bench. And you're going to do that same thing. You're going to go a butt back squat, power squat. But this time your knees can come forward a little bit. But we want this bench here because the bench basically gives you some feedback so that if the knees end up traveling first, instead of the hips traveling first, you get that feedback, okay? As far as the natural squat goes, the easiest way to work on the natural squat, if you're having knee pain, is don't do it because you're gonna get knee pain, okay? But what you can do is you can get a 2x4, you can put the 2x4 underneath your heels so your heels are elevated, and then basically you just squat down and up. Having said all that, if you have knee pain, focus on this squat, okay? It's not required that you be able to squat all the way down and all the way up without pain. If you're 80 years old or 90 years old, it's not necessarily, there's not necessarily going to be a lot of 9-year-olds that are going to be able to squat all the way down and all the way up. But you should still be able to squat with no pain. And so that's where you get into the power squat, right? So, if you have knee pain, work on fixing your ankle mobility, work on fixing your pelvis, your hip mobility. Then work on your actual technique of getting your butt back. So doing a power squat, and then going to here. So you get a little bit more knee bend, right? And eventually working down where you're getting more knee bend, and then more knee bend, and more knee bend, getting lower until you eventually are able to get all the way down to the bottom of the squat position.